block and a half away. My grandmother, who I love dearly and who helped raise me. Hard-working woman, good woman. She would take care of us, me and my cousins. She'd feed us, cook for us, and then she'd leave to go make her way to the mill to work her shift. And she'd make her way back. And then she started taking care of us again. My grandfather, who was partly paralyzed, he'd been a boxer as a young man, and he'd been paralyzed in a boxing accident, would make his way to the mill. He worked the graveyard shift most of the time. It was hard for him to get over there. But he would get over there, he'd come back home. Some mornings, we'd be there waiting for them so that we could all have breakfast together. My mother worked in the mills when she was young. My father worked in the mills for 36 years. Hard, tedious work. He would go to that mill every single day to work and sacrifice. And the question is, why did they do it? Why did my grandparents do it? Why did my parents do it? Why did they work and struggle and sacrifice the way they did? Why did your parents do it? Why did your grandparents do it? They did it so that you could have a better life. They did it so they could leave America better than they found it. That is the great responsibility, the moral responsibility that every single generation of Americans have. And we carry that legacy from our parents and our grandparents because they have now passed that torch to us. And the question is, will we meet our responsibility to future generations? And the truth is, and it's time to tell a little truth, right? The truth is, we have obstacles in our way. Because I watch what's happening in America today. This is what I see. We desperately need universal health care. But we don't have it. We don't have it because of drug companies, insurance companies, and their lobbyists in Washington, D.C. We look at that mess of a Medicare prescription drug law. Why? Because it was written by drug company lobbyists. We have trade laws like NAFTA and CAFTA that have cost Americans millions of jobs. Why? All for the glorification of corporate profit. That's why they allowed companies to leave here, take jobs overseas, and hire people to do work for 10 cents on the dollar. We have tax laws that continue to give tax breaks to American companies that are taking jobs overseas. This is insanity, and it must stop. And it's not just what's happening in America. Look at what's happening in Iraq. We have men and women working there, putting their lives on the line, serving this country patriotically at the same time that Blackwater has got a bunch of paid mercenaries roaming around, making 10 times what our men and women in uniform are making. Halliburton getting $1 billion, no-bid contracts in Iraq. When will it stop? When will it stop? Yes, when I'm president, and yes, when we stop it. When we stand up and say enough is enough. Now, we need to tell another truth, which is we have an enormous struggle in front of us. We have a fight in front of us. I'm proud of the fact that I've never taken a dime from a Washington lobbyist or a special interest party. But there is a reason for that. Because you cannot take these people's money, sit at a table and make a deal with them. And I'll tell you something else. I don't believe you can sit at a table and negotiate with drug companies, insurance companies, oil companies, and hope that they will voluntarily give their power away. We will get their power out of their hands when we take their power away from them. That's what we do. And anybody who says to me, you should negotiate as president, as our president, with these people, I want to tell them a story. The story of a little 17-year-old girl who a few weeks ago desperately needed a liver transplant. She had health care coverage with one of the biggest insurance companies in America, but they refused to pay for her liver transplant operation. So her nurses pleaded, her doctors pleaded. Finally, and most importantly, the American people got behind her. And they walked, and they marched, and they picketed in front of this insurance company. And finally, the insurance company gave in, notified the family they would pay for the liver transplant operation. The problem is, a couple of hours later, she died because they waited too long. Now, for those who say to me that as your president, they want me to sit at a table with those people and negotiate, never. It will never happen.